it's just not hugging the body in the way that I really like my leggings to do. It left this pretty large spot of sticky residue. Nice and thick, definitely going to retain its shape. Guys, I am underwhelmed. That makes the glutes look a little bit smaller. Today we're reviewing the brand AYBL, and this brand has actually been around for a while, and I have reviewed them before, but it was back in 2019. It was literally so long ago, back when ombre leggings were a big thing, and 6 years later, brands are still bringing ombre back. But anyways, I am not new to AYBL, but for some reason over the years, I just haven't really gotten a ton of requests from them. I get requests here and there, but recently I have been getting more requests to review them, and specifically a lot of you guys highly recommended their sweats, so I got a bunch of things from them. I feel like this is one of those brands that really specializes in seamless leggings, but I did get some of their staple leggings as well, so I got their kind of iconic seamless collections, some staple leggings, and a sweat set to have a nice well-rounded review. The prices were really good on the Black Friday sale, so I bought all of this during Black Friday, and almost all of the pieces were around $25, and the most expensive thing was only $40. So when I list the prices today, I'll just put what the prices are on a normal day, not what I specifically bought them for. But their prices are kind of on the more affordable side. I'd say they're kind of on par with Gymshark pricing, if not even a little bit cheaper. They have always kind of reminded me of Gymshark, but I feel like their seamless leggings may look a little bit better. So overall order experience with AYBL was pretty good. I bought my haul on like day 3 of the Black Friday sale, and they still had quite a bit of stock left. They have free shipping above $65, which is like nothing. And it only took them 5 days to deliver, even in the busy Black Friday season when a lot of bigger brands are taking quite a while to ship. They also have 30-day returns from the delivery date, which I love. And they even have student discounts. I'm not a student anymore, so I don't get those, but good to know that they have them. All right, without further ado, we have a big box to get through, so I'm just gonna start grabbing pieces and starting the review. All right, we're starting out with the Empower seamless leggings. So I got everything in a size small. I'm generally a size small across all activewear brands, and when I tried AYBL years ago, I was a size small. So these were $54. I think I paid around like $35. And these are kind of your classic high-rise scrunch seamless leggings. So at first glance, they are kind of reminding me of Honor Active's Effortless Seamless. They also have this big sticker on them that says, "Please be careful with the scrunch seam." Oh my gosh. Okay, we're not off to a good start because they had this sticker right in the middle of the butt, and it left this pretty large spot of sticky residue on the legging. So maybe we shouldn't have done a big sticker on the back. I wasn't gonna rip the scrunch anyway. I know what I'm doing. So I guess we'll see what customer service has to say about this sticky spot. But we have a dense ribbed seamless waistband. The waistband seamlessly transitions from the waistband to the body of the legging. We do have 2 logos, which I prefer minimal logoing, so I don't love that there's a logo on the front and the back. You could just have one or the other. I don't think 2 is necessary. And they are pretty bold white vinyl logos. So again, not only do I like minimal branding, but I also prefer tonal branding over like the bright white. So I don't love that. I do think it cheapens it a little bit. We have this little contoured rib seam that goes up from the waistband kind of down the leg. Again, kind of reminds me of Honor. The seamless material feels a little bit more like a sleek performance seamless. The fabric is very uniform. There's no marl to it. And then in the back, we have a classic scrunch, again, similar to Honor Effortless and Alphalate Amplify. So just kind of your classic seamless scrunch in the back. They don't attach the scrunch to the gusset, so I don't really know why they're worried about it ripping. If we pull it a little bit here, it's still doing okay. And then they have this very subtle little mesh contour detail that goes right under the glutes, and then another ribbed contour detail that goes even more like mid-thigh, which is an interesting choice. So let's try this on. Okay, you guys, I am underwhelmed with these. I really thought that these were gonna have like a nice snatching waist fit, like Alphalate Amplify, Honor Active Effortless Seamless, but the fit is really quite big on these, and I did follow the size chart. My waist technically falls into the extra small, but that happens on most brands and it's never normally a problem. But overall, I just do feel like I have a little bit of extra fabric and the waist is quite large. So it's a little hard to know exactly how these are going to fit because of that. So we'll see if the other leggings fit the same, but I definitely do feel like compared to other brands, the small is running bigger. So we do have an ultra high rise. It's listed as a high rise, but I have a very long torso and this is going above my natural waist. So keep that in mind. Overall, the material is very, very stretchy and very lightweight, low compression. So these are not a compressive seamless legging. I'm not getting any compression in the waist either because because of the sizing here. It's just too big for me to get any compression. I think if these were snatching the waist, they may be giving more of a medium high compression. We have that little ribbed contour detail up the side. Again, I really wish this extra logo wasn't here. There's just never a need for two logos. And then in the back, I just kind of rubbed away that little stickiness, and I didn't think it was going to come off, but it actually did. So crisis averted there. Logo in the back. The scrunch is not doing what I want it to do. I think, again, just because I just have a little bit too much fabric. In order for this style of seamless scrunch to really like sit between the cheeks and be super flattering and get rid of kind of this wrinkliness, the legging does have to be tight enough for that to happen. If it's too big, the scrunch just doesn't sit where it needs to be. So because these are just a little bit big on me, I'm not really getting the look that I'm supposed to be getting here. So I do think that's mostly with the sizing. I think for the most part, the scrunch would sit where it needs to sit. And then we have that little mesh contour. It reminds me of the OG Gymshark ombre seamless contour, except that contour. I was just talking to one of my friends about this earlier this week. I used to wear the Gymshark ombre seamless leggings, and the booty contour was in the middle of my thigh. And I was just walking around like that, and I was completely fine with it. Like, what were we doing? What were we doing back in 2017? Anyways, I think this is sitting pretty good. I think it could be a tiny bit higher, but if these were fitting me better, they would be sitting just a little bit higher. So I think the fabric is nice. I do think it's going to sheer out quite a bit on the swatch test, so we will see. And then we have the little extra contour detail that kind of goes down the leg. I don't think it looks bad. It's just like a little added detail. Because the fabric doesn't have any marl to it, you're not going to get a ton of cellulite coverage. And then because these are a stretchy seamless legging, I'm basically able to get a full length out of them. So I don't think these are bad. I think an extra small would be fitting me a lot better, but these are just kind of your classic ultra high rise seamless. I don't think they're bad, but for me, nothing really beats the amplifies. I definitely prefer the Alpha Amplify fabric over this. It just has a little bit more body hugging to it, and I prefer a little bit of marl to the fabric. All right, I wanted to get full sets, which again was not difficult during Black Friday, so that's good. I got the Empower Seamless Sports Bra to go with those Empower Seamless leggings, made of that same seamless material. We have a scooped neckline, spaghetti straps. Still does look like reasonable coverage. Obviously, I've seen more coverage on a sports bra, but it doesn't look too minimal. It has some rib detail that's going to kind of contour the under bust, a little bit of that mesh panel detail on the side, again, to kind of contour the side of the bust. And then we have the white vinyl logo in the back. Again, I would prefer a little bit more tonal branding, but if it's only one spot and in the back, I don't mind too much. And this bra also has removable cups. All right, here is the sports bra. So the coverage of this one actually is not bad. I would give this a solid medium coverage, maybe just a little scooping at the neckline, but this is a bra where I would feel completely comfortable working out in, very true to size. If you're in between, you could really go either way. With that ribbed bra band, it goes up a little bit in the middle just to contour the bust a little bit. The straps are maybe a teeny bit long, but not to the point where it's unwearable for me. We do have removable cups. They do feel a little bit small for the actual space of the bra. I haven't actually seen the cup pads yet, but they're not the best cup pads I've ever seen. This is a slightly more affordable brand, so I can excuse not the best cup pads, but I would like to see something with a little bit more flexibility. When they're super rigid, they can just show up in the bra a little bit more. And then we have that Y back logo in the back as well. I will say the way that they've constructed the straps, this happens sometimes on these like skinny little seamless straps. It does feel a little bit uncomfortable over the traps, so this just wouldn't be the most comfortable sports bra. Seamless sports bras are very hit or miss. I don't think this one's bad, but I'm not loving it. And support for this one is a low to medium. All right, next up we have the staple leggings. I find that brands that do seamless really well tend to fall a little bit flat on their like regular cut and sew style leggings, especially when it comes to fabric choice. I just feel like they never choose a great fabric. So I'm willing to be proven wrong always, but my hopes are a little bit lower for these leggings. So I got a size small, and these are $36 without the discount. So able entering the affordable price point. It kind of reminds me of when Gymshark did that more affordable, kind of like cheaper essentials line. I don't remember what it was called, but most of Gymshark's leggings are like $50-ish, and then they randomly had like a $30 line, and they were a very cheap material, which it just kind of bothers me when brands who are obviously at a slightly higher price point try to do an affordable legging, and then they just make them in a really bad fabric, which makes you think that you can't get high quality affordable leggings, but we have many videos on this channel that prove otherwise. So I have leggings that are even cheaper than this, so let's see. Okay, first of all, obsessed with any blue color like this. It automatically wins a few points. So first impressions of the fabric, it's a polyester elastane, and the fabric feels okay. It does have a very slight brushed feel to it. It's not like super buttery soft, but it also has quite a bit of structure. You can see how much structure this fabric has, which is one of the things when I look at a legging, I just feel like I kind of know that it may not hug the body super well just because it may have a little bit too much structure to it. Here is an up close of the fabric. You can see it's very slightly brushed, but I have a feeling when it's on, we may have a little bit of shine. So we do just have a double thickness waistband with no top band. Love to see it. No front seam as well, and a triangle gusset. We do have double logos on this, but clearly they can do subtle tonal branding because in the front here, we have the silicone tonal branding, and in the back, we have just this really cute little subtle silicone A logo back here. So I would have liked to see branding like this on the seamless leggings as well. These do feel like they're gonna be quite high rise, and in the back, the seams are just kind of a little bit more flat across than I was expecting. They're not doing any glute contouring back here, so we'll see how it goes. Let's try these on. Okay, these are really not bad. I will say these fit me perfectly in the waist with no gaping, and the last ones had excessive gaping. So I do feel like I was correct in saying the last ones ran a little bit big, even though technically with their size guide, my waist falls into the extra small. These are the same size and they are fitting like a glove with no extra fabric. So these ones I would consider true to size. They are a high rise, not too high. They're actually hitting right at the small of my waist. So I'm liking the rise. We have a double thickness waistband with no top band, so nothing cutting into me here. I love the tonal silicone branding. We have a little triangle gusset in the front, no front seam, no extra fabric gathering, no crotch tension here. Overall, the fabric's about a medium compression. We have no side seams, very smooth appearance here. And then in the back, we do have those seams. They sit right above the glutes. I don't really feel like we're getting any benefits to the glutes back here. First of all, this fabric, like I showed, it has just a lot of structure to it, and not in a body hugging way, more like a stiff way. Because of that, we do get a little bit of pancaking of the glutes. So I don't feel like it's really contouring the glutes well. I feel like there's also like maybe a little bit of wrinkling down here. It's just not hugging the body in the way that I really like my leggings to do. And the seams, they're just not adding any contour to the glutes. So really more of a medium on the booty scale. I don't actually feel like they're squishing me down. They're just not really helping. And when I get a fabric like this that doesn't have really good body hugging abilities, I just do feel like they slide down a little bit. So it's great that these are an affordable legging, but you can get a lot better fabrics for the same price, if not cheaper. I appreciate what they're trying to do here. I do really like the tonal branding. I think the style and the cut of these is nice. I think the color is really nice. And then in terms of length, these are about an ankle length for me. So are these bad leggings? Definitely not. I'm just not really loving them, mostly because of the fabric, but I think they got these for like $25. So for that price, again, really not bad. I just am not really seeing anything that stands out. So they also have a staple sports bra. This is $32. It's a little weird that the leggings are only like $4 more than the sports bra. I'm not gonna argue at the price of the leggings, but generally sports bras are at least like $10 cheaper than leggings. This one does come with quite a bit of little strings on it, but as long as they're not like actually compromising the quality of the garment. So far the quality has actually been really good. All of the stitching looks really good. I don't see any loose ends. So I love to see that, especially for a $32 sports bra. So staple sports bra made of the same material as the staple leggings. We have a V neckline, tank straps that switch into adjustable straps in the back. We have kind of a wide back situation. We do have removable cups, and it does kind of look like a long line sports bra. On the front, we have this smooth transition, potentially a little elastic in there, but it's hard to feel, but we have a bonded edge on the inside so that it's nice and smooth against the skin. And then there is a 1-inch elastic along the back. And again, we have double tonal branding here, bottom left and center back. I was very happy to see some adjustable straps because I love that feature on a sports bra. So let's try it on. All right, here we have the staple sports bra. I don't think it's bad, but I do feel like I just am not really loving this fabric, obviously. So the shape is very flattering. I love the V, but we're still covered. So I would say medium coverage for this one. Because of the structure of the fabric, I just feel like I get this kind of gaping around the armpit area, and it's kind of squishing my girls in a little bit because it just doesn't have a lot of stretch accommodation. So again, design, pretty good. The fabric just kind of ruins it for me, but I do like the smooth appearance in the front here. And as you can see, it's still nice and secure in the under bust area. I'm not slipping into that space at all. I would consider this large cup size friendly. We do have a little cleavage moment, but no spilling out of it. And because again, a little bit more structured, the support is a solid medium. I do really like that we have the option to adjust the straps in the back. The straps on this one are a lot more comfortable, and it does feel like it's nicely scooping away from the lats here. So no discomfort there either. So yeah, I do feel like this one could do really well, again, in a different fabric, but the shape is nice. Lastly, in the staple series, I got the staple zip jacket, which I thought was the same color, but I guess it's not. So we got this one in the slate blue. So the staple zip jacket is $42. Looks like a nice hip length. We have a full zip with what looks to be maybe a locking zipper. We have a little mock neck collar, long sleeves, but this jacket lacks two of the things that I feel like really wins me over with an active jacket, which is one, pockets. And an active jacket without pockets is really more of a shirt, and also no thumb holes. So for this one to be like more expensive than the leggings and lack those features, I wouldn't be like over the moon about this one. It looks like it still could be a sleek look. We have little seam details to kind of contour the body a bit. So let's try it on. All right, I'm really bummed that I got the jacket in the wrong color because this could have been really cute as a full set. But here we have the jacket. I do think sometimes a structured material can do well for jackets, but honestly, the jacket material feels stretchier than the leggings. So interesting. I did get a size small in the jacket here. I'm questioning why I didn't get the seamless jacket. They have kind of like a BBL looking seamless jacket, but I feel like I didn't get it maybe because it was sold out in my size or color. So I got this one instead. So anyways, I do feel like it's a little bit of a cheaper construction. We don't have any zipper protection or anything at the bottom here. It's just kind of like out there, which I guess isn't uncommon, but for some reason it just feels a little bit thinner on this one. The length is nice. I would prefer just like a teeny bit longer because of my height, but for most people, I think this would be a nice high hip length. For me, it's more of a waist length. If I lift my arms, we are showing some skin here with the high-rise leggings. So just keep in mind, you might show a little bit of skin. In terms of the zipper, I don't know if it's technically a locking zipper, but I'm trying to move it and it's not moving. So that's good. I can zip it fully all the way up. It is a mock neck collar, not too tight anywhere. Again, this fabric feels a little bit stretchier. So it is accommodating to all the curves, just a little bit loose at the bottom, but not in a weird flared way. And then the sleeves are snug, but they're not skin tight. I have a little bit of room in the wrist area, and it does go all the way to the end of my wrists. Again, I prefer a little bit longer of jacket sleeves with a little thumb hole, but if you're okay with not having thumb holes or pockets, I do think this jacket fits pretty well. Contouring seams in the front, some contouring seams in the back as well. And I would stick true to size. I'm just not super impressed, honestly, with anything so far. But with this jacket, it kind of reminds me of the Oxtrax Geo jacket in terms of the thickness of the fabric. And that one I think is a little bit cheaper than this, and it has those zipper pockets, which makes all the difference to me. So I'm just not loving it. How many times have I said I'm just not loving it in this video? All right, next we're getting into the Adapt Seamless. Starting out with the Adapt Seamless leggings, I got a size small, and these were $58. So I believe that these were the most expensive thing, even with the sale. And it seems like everyone is kind of trying to follow in dfyne's footsteps with the mid-rise sewn on waistband with the more structured knit scrunch. So that is definitely what they're trying to do here. And again, I'm really annoyed with this stupid glute scrunch sticker because this is the second legging where it has left a shiny, sticky residue. And I don't know if it's gonna come off in the wash, and you can't return things if you've washed them. So I couldn't even like try to wash this and then tell them. I do feel like I just have to reach out to customer service right away, but that is a little bit annoying. Actually, it's really annoying because now when I review these things, I'm just gonna have like a shiny, like sticky spot on my cheeks. Okay, Adapt Seamless leggings. These are more mid-rise with a dense seamless waistband, but this one is sewn onto the body of the legging, where the Empower Seamless, is that what it was called? Or the Empower Seamless, it was a seamless transition. No front seam here. I am actually surprised at this fabric because normally when I see brands try to do like a dfyne-style seamless legging, generally the trend has been to make seamless fabrics a little bit more compressive, but this is quite a lightweight, thin, and stretchy seamless. So if compressive seamlesses aren't for you, this one should be pretty low compression. Again, with the double logo, unfortunately. And then we have quite a bit going on in the back. So first we have the sewn on seamless waistband, which allows them to create a little V contour at the top of the glutes, which adds to the glute enhancing elements. And then these actually remind me a lot of the Teveo scrunch leggings. They had quite a bit of circular glute contouring, and the scrunch is actually very similar to those. And then we also have a little ribbed contour panel right underneath the glutes to maybe get a little bit of glute lifting. I don't know how much glute lifting we're gonna get with these because the leggings are so stretchy. They probably just don't have the compression for that, but that's okay with me because I don't really love super compressive leggings. So here we have that V contour seam. And then instead of the traditional kind of column seamless scrunch, we have that more like hourglass knit scrunch that we see on dfyne leggings. And then we have that contoured area that's gonna go around the glutes with that little ribbed panel detail. So quite a bit bit going on with the back. The seamless material also does have a little bit of a shine to it as well. Let's try it on. And this material is a polyester nylon elastane blend. So these are so much lower rise than the first ones. The first were ultra high. These are definitely a true mid-rise. The waistband is quite small, so definitely for my mid-rise lovers. Again, this is actually fitting much better than the first pair, so I just think that those ran big overall. I don't have any waistband gaping in these, but I'm still not getting a lot of compression in the waistband. I feel like the compression is still maximum a medium compression. When looking at these leggings on the website, you really think that they're going to feel like the Define Impact leggings, but they really don't. The material is very thin and doesn't have a lot of compression, but it has a good amount of restriction. Like when I bend my knees, I do definitely feel the tightness in it. So I'm really not loving the base fabric of these. It's also a very shiny fabric, which I feel like can sometimes look cheap. So even though they look like they're going to be that compressive Define style legging, the compression's really only like maybe light to medium in some areas. And then we go to the back. I don't know how to feel about these. I do like the little glute contour detail at the top. These are definitely short glute friendly, but I feel like Taveo tried to do a similar thing with this kind of like rounded contouring, but it goes a little bit too far in my opinion. Like if you're really gonna try to round out the glutes, I feel like bringing this in so far kind of makes the glutes look a little bit smaller. The scrunch also isn't totally sitting in between the cheeks like I feel like it should, so I just don't know if I'm getting like the maximum amount of glute separation, which the last one didn't either. We do have that rib contour area. It sits a little bit on the glutes, which is nice because it gives you a little bit of lift and you can completely avoid that double butt that you get when these contour areas are too low. But if you're expecting a compressive glute lifting legging, I really don't think that these are the ones. You do get a little bit of cellulite coverage because of that ribbed area as well. And yeah, I feel like these could have had some potential for me if this little rounded area maybe wasn't there. It was maybe a little more focused on the under glute contour because this is not so tight like some leggings where it makes it like restrictive to wear it. These are still low enough compression where it's not super constrictive, but I'm just not really loving it. Then we have the full length view. For some reason, again, this fabric feels lightweight and like it should be really stretchy, but it does lack a little bit of stretch, so I wasn't able to fully get these all the way down to my ankles. Again, following these seamless trends, we have an itty bitty tiny bra. My least favorite kind of bra, but for my IBTC girlies, this is for you. These straps seem incredibly long. Do those not seem like really long? All right, this is the Adapt Seamless Strappy Sports Bra, size small, $42. We seem to have quite the wide V neckline, so I already know this one's not gonna work for me, but we're still gonna review it as a whole. We have an inverted V ribbed bra band, so that could add to the flattering components here. We have the AYBL logo in the front, but not the back. We do have removable cups, adjustable straps, and the straps can actually move, so they can be crisscrossed or they could be straight up and down. So they are multi-wear style straps. I'm probably just gonna wear them as this crisscross because that's the style that I find most comfortable. Very tiny little strap across the back. This one is going to be very minimal, so let's try it on. Okay, so I still wouldn't wear this bra because I know that I would fall out of the middle, but it's actually a little bit better than expected. I think because looking at the size of this bra and the type of material that this style is normally made out of, it's usually pretty rigid with little stretch, but this material actually has a lot of stretch, so it's actually able to hold a larger bust than you would assume. So I still wouldn't consider this large cup size friendly, but if you're more a medium sized bust, I actually think this would be quite flattering. We have a deep V neckline. I like the material for a bra, again, nice and stretchy. The straps are very adjustable. It's very low support though, so don't be expecting high impact. I would say this is a good bra for lifting at the gym, but nothing more than that. I do really like this inverted ribbed detail in the front here. I prefer logos on the back rather than the front, but there's no real room to put it on the back because you just have kind of a thinner bra band and spaghetti straps. True to size, if you're in between, you could really go either way. If you have a very small cup size, I would maybe size down if in between, but yeah, it's actually pretty cute. And lastly, these were the pieces that you guys highly recommended to me. We have the Retro Athletics Oversized Straight Leg Joggers. So I believe they only come in one length, so that's always a question for me as a tall girly. With straight leg sweatpants, I do like to see multiple lengths. So we just had the standard size range, by the way. Everything from AYBL is extra small to XXL. So let's hope that these work for me. These were $45. These are meant to be an oversized fit, and on the models, I think they were like 5'7", and it looked like to be a little bit long on them. So I do think that these should be tall girl friendly. They're made of a nice mid to heavy weight fleece. So they are a cotton polyester blend. I know a lot of people want like full cotton sweatpants. I've been doing a lot of research on sweats because I'm doing a sweats review across a lot of brands, and there are only a handful of 100% cotton sweats on the market. There's this big demand for cotton activewear right now, but cotton is honestly like one of the worst materials to work out in. And when you have a full cotton sweatpant, they lose their shape pretty easily. The polyester helps maintain the shape and not shrink as much in the wash. So I don't mind a cotton polyester as long as we're not charging like $150 for it or anything, but this one does feel nice. Here's the outside, kind of classic sweat material, and very nice plush fleece on the inside. No stretch to it. We have an elasticated waistband with a drawstring on the inside, 2 front pockets, little retro logo on the front left. Not much going on in the back, and just looks like a classic straight leg fit. So this has kind of been my favorite fit of sweats lately, so let's try them on. I'd like to grace you guys with a pinto appearance. How are we doing, buddy? Oh, okay. He's here, but he prefers just stretching on the ground. So he's a carpet boy. All right, you guys, I am pleasantly surprised with the sweatpants. First of all, hopefully we can see in the full length view that they're actually pretty tall girl friendly. Like they're just about an inch off the ground with a shoe. I mean, maybe I would have appreciated 1 extra inch, but honestly, totally wearable for me. High-rise waistband. They say they're an oversized fit, but they don't feel super oversized to me. If you're in between sizes, I honestly would be picking the larger size because I didn't even tie the drawstring and they're staying up on my waist pretty well. So I would say these are true to size with just a slightly relaxed straight leg fit. The fabric has some good structure to it, so they really are holding that straight leg. They're not too slouchy. They also definitely feel like they're not going to stretch out too much because they have some good weight to them. We do have that internal drawstring. Overall, I do prefer a drawstring on the outside, but because these are a looser fit, you can still tie the tie on the inside and you're not going to see it sticking out. A fun little bonus surprise was that the inside material of the pockets is actually stretchy. So it's just kind of comfortable for your hands to be in the pockets. The logo is pretty minimal, so it doesn't really bother me. And just classic in the back. They skim over the glutes, so I don't think my butt looks saggy or anything. Material soft, tall girl friendly. Keep in mind if you're short that these may not be a good fit for you, but I really like them. Then we have the oversized hoodie to go with it. Made of the same cotton polyester blend, mid to heavy weight sweat material. We have a nice thick hood, kangaroo pocket in the front, ribbed cuffs, little A retro logo in the front, and then this is more of a graphic sweatshirt, so we have this big graphic in the back. Let's try it on. All right. Here is our sweatshirt. Unfortunately, I just don't like really oversized sweatshirts that fit over the hip. Like this is an over hip fit. And I feel like when I wear a sweatshirt like this, I just lose all shape to me. And if you want to wear it higher on the hips, you just get this kind of like frumpy look. So the style specifically of this one is just not for me. The bottom said they were oversized, but they're like not really oversized. And the top is saying oversized and it does truly fit oversized. So keep that in mind. I do really like the material. It's a nice warm fleece. It does feel really good. Nice and thick, definitely going to retain its shape, which is good. The hood is also keeping my neck a little bit warm, which is nice. The branding is subtle in the front and I love that we have a kangaroo pocket. The ribbed cuffs are really nice as well. They're not too wide. And I do like a little bit of an oversized baggy sleeve moment. We have a drop shoulder as well. So the style would be totally for me if it was just more of a high hip fit. That's just what flatters my shape the best and what I look for in sweats. And then this is pretty graphic in the back. We do have that large retro branding, so you definitely have to be into that. I generally prefer a little bit more subtle going on, but this is kind of like a graphic sweat situation, so I definitely see what they were going for. In terms of sizing, true to size for an oversized fit. If you want it a little bit less oversized, I would be sizing down at least 1 size, but I probably wouldn't size down more than 2 sizes because the bottom band could get a little bit tight at some point. Okay guys, that is it for my AYBL review. Honestly, I was looking forward to this review because I hadn't tried them in years. They have a lot of followers on Instagram and their stuff looked pretty reasonably priced and pretty cute. And generally I'm good at judging something from a website. Like I could tell that the staple leggings weren't going to be a great fabric, but I was pretty underwhelmed with these seamless leggings. I feel like across the board, the fabrics just really don't feel super great quality. The seamless feels a little bit structureless and thin, and then the staple fabric was too structured and stiff. I think the Adapt seamless maybe have some potential for anyone with super short glutes. And I'm tall, but I have more medium glutes, and even on the Define Impact Seamless, they aren't too short glute friendly for me. But these I felt like really wanted to squish your glutes into this like tiny little space, and it just really wasn't working for me. The sweatpants, however, I did really like those. I do think those are worth the money, and I got them on sale, so even more of a win. So I'll definitely be keeping an eye out for what else AYBL comes up with, but for now I don't really recommend any of their activewear. Let me know if you guys have any other brands you'd like to see me review. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!